Okay. So good morning, everyone. Let's start the session. So today we are going to do a session on finance interviews preparation. Okay, and we have been doing the series of the sessions at goCrackIt, and this is part of them, and which will continue doing these sessions. I mean, over a period of the next couple of months, right? So you can look out for our announcements on the Unstop as well as on our LinkedIn and Instagram pages, right? So today, what we are going to do, look a little bit about what different finance careers are. What do recruiters look for, right? When they're looking for, when they're hiring. Right? So we already had done a session on resume preparation, I think 2 weeks ago, or something like that. And then now today we are doing the interview preparation session. We would be doing, career specifics. Then we had done a session on creating your resume points or building your resume points as well, right? So because you need your resume to be really relevant for the role that you're applying for if you're looking for finance roles. Okay. Then typically for interview prep across different finance roles, what do you need to prepare? Financial statement and ratio analysis, financial modeling, valuation, current affairs. Current affairs means related to business and economic news, because what happens is in that the world of finance, this is what impacts, right, our decisions as well for investment perspective, right? Behavioral and fit questions, why they ask, I will walk you through that as well. And also we'll look at a quick 4 week preparation plan, right? That if you have to prepare yourself in 4 weeks for finance interviews, how do you do that? Okay. A little bit about myself. So I am Suruta Kulkarni, co-founder of goCrackIt, which is a career mentoring platform. So I have done my MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, did it in 2006-8, and have worked in investment banking, after that, and have done deals across, right, infrastructure, financial services, consumer tech, across different segments. I have, worked in the finance space. I have also co-authored case studies with faculty of IIM Bangalore, and these case studies are published at Harvard Business Publishing. Started goCrackIt in 2018 along with an IIM Bangalore alum who is my co-founder, and we started with the intent of helping students and professionals to be successful in their careers, wherein we connect them to mentors who are been there, done that, right? So now I, for example, come from the investment banking space, right? We have mentors from the private equity VC space as well. We have mentors from the, let's say, financial planning and analysis space. So we have 1,000+ mentors on our platform. You can go to goCrackIt.com. Suman here, she will share the links on the chat. So you can look at our platform. You can look at different mentors who are there. Now, when you talk to a mentor who has been there, done that, you get the exact guidance, right? For choosing your careers, for preparing your resumes, for preparing for interviews, right? So that is what we do at goCrackIt. So quickly, anyone would like to share why they are interested in getting into finance as a career? It's a Sunday morning. You all are here. Anyone on why finance as a career? Why do you want to get into finance? Okay, just exploring different options. Very good. Exploration. Okay, Anu is mentioning it excites me. Very good. So let me give you my background, right? So what happens when you are working in finance, right? You are at the intersection of everything, right? So you, if you want to, let's say, grow your business, let's say Aditya Birla Group wants to set up a business in gold mining. Okay. Now this is a totally new business strategy. They have seen that yes, gold mining is great. Demand for gold is amazing. India, demand gold. World has a great demand for gold. Gold prices increasing. So strategically, they have done industry analysis. They have done everything to get into gold mining. Now, financially, is it viable, right? Should we be doing it? Does it align with what our other interests are, right? So, finance and strategy go very much hand in hand, right? Whether it is for building your business, how do you raise money for that growth in the business? Are you making enough money, right? You will do different kinds of ratio analysis. in your, if you're in the financial planning or budgeting, variance reporting kind of roles. So you will be doing multiple things which are extremely relevant for the business, right? And hence, finance as a career is very exciting. Now you could be in organization in corporate finance, you could be an investment banker, advising folks in the corporate finance. You could be a PVC who is investing. You could be in the banks who is lending to them or providing multiple financial products. So, be it for individuals or institutions, providing different financial products and services is very exciting because, as I said, it acts very closely with the strategy part of it, right? So, for example, we have seen a very recent deal which is about Haldirams. Temasek, which is a Singapore government sovereign fund, right, had invested in Haldiram. We had done this deal analysis in one of the sessions, and it will show us that there are different roles in finance. So somebody has to do valuation, somebody has to do financial modeling, somebody has to advise on, let's say, cross-border financing, family business advisory, capital markets, risk, right, different kinds of risk. So if you take a deal and analyze that, break it up, you will see what the different roles. Now, before you start preparing yourself for different finance roles, do an LinkedIn analysis to see how the finance career journeys pan out. So, for example, yeah, Ankit is one of our mentors. He's an IIM Bangalore alum. He started his post IMB journey from Citibank as an investment banker, went on to become an entrepreneur later on. So, there are different kinds of finance journeys. Very important to do analysis of this to, one, figure out what kind of a career journey you want, right? And second, if you want that, what kind of work that you have to do, right? So work means at a given job getting those kind of projects. If you don't have that, do self-initiated projects. So we have been doing sessions on doing self-initiated projects which will help build your resume. We can share a list of what all projects that you can do, but important to see real work, mimic it, do it yourself as a project so that it sits on your resume and you are prepared for your interviews, right? So do this analysis. Typically, these are the different finance career options at the buy side: PVC, portfolio mutual fund companies, research, investment banking. Left side, you have again investment banking, equity research, sales, trading, commercial banking. Corporate finance, you can be either in the corporate growth or development team, investor relations, treasury management, financial planning analysis. So maybe in a different session, we can do a breakdown of what these different careers are, what do they do. We can look at that. Today we'll focus on the interview preparation part. All your big fours, EY, KPMG, Deloitte, PwC, they do all this advisory, right? For due diligence, transaction advisory, valuation, wealth management, they don't do, but then they go ahead and do risk advisory, regulatory advisory, tax advisory, legal advisory, they also do. But there are specialized firms as well which do that, right? So, and then there are different fintech kind of roles. Again, very exciting roles because the space is growing a lot, and at the intersection of technology and finance, a lot new products are getting built. So for example, if any of you have booked a railway ticket or a airline ticket, along with that you get a insurance product, and railway it is 80 paisa or 1 rupee, and it is mandatory. You have to pay that additional 80 paisa or 1 rupee to get some insurance. Okay, railway is making huge amount of money, it directly hits their bottom line. But yeah, I mean, they have to give insurance if something happens. Uh, Airline 199 rupees. They say that if you want, you buy it. Okay. Now these are small products. 80 paisa, 199 rupees. You can't afford to have a human being to sell this product, right? Now these products are only enabled using technology, and hence finance and technology at that intersection also a lot of things are happening. Great. So what do recruiters look for, right? So for investment banking, M&A, PVC kind of roles, they are seeing if you can understand a deal thesis. So typically when I said that Temasek had invested in Haldiram, Temasek always invests in industries which are growing, which cater to a growing middle class. Their first investment in India was in 1994 which was in ICICI Bank and Axis Bank, where they realized that in 1991, Indian markets had opened up. Information services technologies firms were growing, which will create this huge professionals, right? Software engineer professionals who will need banking services. So that is the thesis of the private equity firm. They are looking at you whether you can make this kind of strategic understanding. Do you know? Can you do valuation judgment? Are you able to work with ambiguous, incomplete data, articulate risk, figure out what are the risks, and have an ownership mindset? Because if you are investing, right, even with the funds money in a company, you need to take that ownership because obviously you make money on your investments. Corporate finance and strategy now, this is where your what we discussed, right? Aditya Birla gold mine case, right? That if you have to do capital allocation, where to invest, should we divest, where to conserve cash, what will happen? These are things are what we look at, right? Now, you also need to be very good at communication skills because you are talking internally to the people in the organization, you're talking externally, right? Who are your investors? SEBI mandates for listed companies to have a very strong investor relationship team. You're also talking to your equity investors, debt investors, right? Are you able to think long term? So for PVC, the deal duration could be 3 years, 10 years, right? Here, this is a lifelong thing for an organization, right? If you want to set up a gold mine, 5 years, so you will set an investment. Then you will need another 20 years where you can actually take returns from that, right? So you need to have that long-term orientation, right? Now, if you are part of the asset management companies, right? Where you're looking at managing the portfolio and hence making money for the investors, right? Mutual funds, right? Where or hedge funds, right? Now here, very very structured, independent thinking is required, right? You need to look at the fundamentals. You need to look at the technicals. You need to be independent in your investment decision making, right? Now this requires a very different kind of a mindset, right? Comfort with data, trends, pattern recognition, emotional discipline as well, right? Just because you like some product, you can't stay invested in that company for a long term, right? Apart from your normal financial analysis, right? Fintech and new age finance roles. Now here, understanding of user, understanding of technology, and hence designing, developing, and giving out financial products and services to customers, right? This is where this is like a product management role. So that is those skill sets become very important for fintech roles. So as we discussed, right, across the roles, essential skills are financial analysis, so your ratio and statement analysis, cash flow and valuation, current affairs, problem solving, financial modeling. Okay, now financial modeling is something which is required across the spectrum of the roles that we discussed. We'll see what kind of questions are asked. Industry and company analysis. Before making any investment choice, you need to analyze a given industry and company, right? Which is a very important skill set. AI is helping a lot in doing this, but your judgment still needs to be there. And you need to convince the interviewer that your judgment still plays an important role. Otherwise, they will say, right, that you might get replaced by AI, right? So, what kind of interview prep? Financial statement and ratio analysis. So, some of the questions, yeah, we'll quickly look at this. Financial statement and ratio analysis, modeling. We'll look at questions also. Valuation, different valuation methods which are to be used, when, why. Current affairs, any. So you should be prepared on at least 2 to 3 deals, 2 to 3 stocks, right? Which one should invest in. If you're interviewing with a company which is listed, definitely analyze them, right? In terms of how they're performing. Problem solving. Why do they ask problem solving? They want to see whether you can deal in ambiguous, uncertain situations. See, technology is changing, customer requirements are changing, regulations are changing, right? So many things are changing. Doesn't matter if you know all the regulations today. Tomorrow it will change. Are you able to work in the new situation? That is where they are looking at problem solving skills. Behavioral and fit question. Now, this is very important because finance is, as a domain, is typically high pressure, high work hours kind of roles, right? It's not easy roles to be in. And obviously you have, hence you have higher salary packages as well for finance roles, right? You have to be client facing, you have to work in a team. Now, are you a person, right, who could do all of this is what they're looking at in behavioral and fit questions. So how do you prepare? So we have shared a link here. We will be sharing this deck and other resources, right, what I am showing you right now. So for example, we have this on your different interview questions. So tell me the significance of different financial statements. That there are three statements. Your answer should also be very structured, right? There is P&L, there is balance sheet and cash flow. What does P&L show? What does balance sheet show? And what does cash flow imply, right? Then there could be a follow-up question, right? Typically an application-oriented question. If you purchase a 500 crore equipment, what is the impact on all the three statements? Now here you have to respond in that currently at day zero or whatever, this year the impact will be this. Next year the impact will be something else. Why? Next year the depreciation will kick in. So this year there will not be any impact on P&L, right? Because it's a equipment, it's an asset, goes and sits in the balance sheet. Your cash might get affected if you have purchased it with cash. If you have taken loan, your loan comes in, sits in the liabilities, you get higher cash, cash get expense against the equipment, right? Cash flow, how does it affect? Again, same, right? Your cash comes in through loan and your cash goes out for capex. So this is the next level of question, right? Which you should be prepared on for these three financial statements, right? So and then there could be some additional nuance questions, right? Like two companies have identical EBITDA margins, but one consistently generates higher free cash flow. What could explain this and where could you see it? So think through of, and again you will have n number of resources. We are also going to share that where these kind of questions you will find. So it is not just giving factual answers. It is also about they are looking at whether you can think through from an application perspective, right? So why higher FCF can come from multiple things, right? Lower capex, better working capital management, lower cash taxes. So what all things you would analyze, even though EBITDA margins are same, or you can say EBITDA is same in number, if there is higher cash flow, what could be the reason for that? So you should know what is formula for free cash flow. Free cash flow to the firm is equal to EBIT into 1 minus tax plus depreciation and amortization minus changes in working capital minus changes in capex, right? So you should be able to know that, apply that, and then respond in your interviews. Yeah, this we have, okay, this we have seen. Company's revenue is growing at 20%, but operating cash flow is flat. Okay, revenue is growing, no cash flow. Is this a red flag? How would you diagnose this, right? So yes, it could be a red flag, right? I mean, revenue is growing, but maybe you're not actually getting the cash. You're recognizing a lot of revenue. Where did this happen recently? I mean, a year back, Byju's recognized a lot of revenue. Cash actually didn't come in. And that is where the entire Pandora's box got opened, right? And hence, if you have to diagnose this, what will you do, right? So you need to look at different places where there could be a difference between the revenue shown and the actual cash that you're getting. Okay. Two firms have similar net profit margins, but one trades at a higher valuation. What balance sheet or cash flow metrics could justify that? Now, valuation runs on multiple things, but they're specifically asked that what from balance sheet or cash flow you would look at, right? To justify higher valuation. Could be because of superior ROIC or very good cash flow conversions. Again, right? Same net margins, cash flow better. Lower leverage, you're not taking much of loan. So it could be of multiple things which are from your so these are the kind of questions, and here, what we have shared here, right? There are multiple such Q&A which you can refer to from here as well. Okay. Now, what are the questions which could be asked for financial modeling, right? How much detail? Where do you get your assumptions for in a financial model? If historical financials are, unreliable, what do you do, right? So these are the kind of questions basically. See, financial model, the heart of the model is the assumptions, right? So, a lot of questions you should expect from the assumptions perspective. Now, as I mentioned earlier in one of the sessions, the assumptions of the numbers on the financial model come only from real contracts when you're doing work, real work, right? So, when I was an investment banker at EY, unless and until I have a vendor quote, so if I was setting up a power plant, for example, right, I have received a quotation from L&T saying that I will set up a 50 megawatt power plant in 300 crores EPC, engineering procurement contract, and my quote stands true for the next 6 months. Only if I have a contract or a document do I put it in the assumption in the financial model. See, for practice purpose, you can, take assumptions from Google and all that. It is perfectly fine. Okay, but try to keep your assumptions as realistic as possible so that you get a better outcome. This is what could be questioned in financial modeling. Some questions on Excel formula also, right? That if you have to model this situation, right, how much is the actual tax go outgo if the company is taking a tax holiday, if the company is taking 100% accelerated depreciation. Now both of these are going to cause losses to the company, and hence, how do you model this situation? So financial models, you're modeling real situation, you're modeling regulations, you're modeling industry, everything, right? Now, in that case, how are you going to model? So they could ask you logical steps, right? If this, then this. So typically you will use a if else then model, right? So these are the questions which could be asked for financial modeling. Valuation, typically the questions would be in different methods. So what is big book value method? What is discounted cash flow method? Advantages and disadvantages. So for example, when will you not use DCF? When can't you use DCF, right? When is the best industry or phase to use DCF, right? Then what is, what are the components of enterprise value, right? If you've got the enterprise value, how do you determine equity value? How do you determine whether it is a good investment decision? What is the story behind the numbers? What if you're using the multiples method? What kind of multiples are good to use, right? Those are the kind of questions which would be asked for valuation. Okay. Current affairs questions. So typical questions, right? So you might have some stock market or stock analysis projects. What's your take on the Indian stock market? Is it overrated? If there is any recent policy by RBI, what's your point of view? India is the fourth largest economy now. Hence, so what? Right? So those are the kind of questions. Now, for example, there is this question, okay, what are the implications of initiatives like sustainability linked financing for Indian REITs and broader investment climate? Now, this question would be asked to you only if you have worked in real estate or REIT. So, it is not that they will ask randomly any questions on current affairs. Typically, it would be linked to what you have done. So, for example, I had worked in power and infrastructure segment. I will be asked questions around that. If you are a fresher but you have done a project on, let's say, automobile, you have mentioned on your resume that analyze the three statement model for Tata Motors. If you have done that, expect questions from the automobile industry. So they will ask you these questions related to what you have written on the resume or what you speak in the interview. If you say that, yes, recently I've been part of the one of the private equity firms intern, and this is what I did over there in insurance segment, expect questions from that, right? So it's not that it will come out of the blue, it will be related to what you have done. Okay. Now, there are, as I said, situational behavioral questions which are asked, right? So here we have, on goCrackIt resources, we will share all these resources, right, which I'm showing right now. We have an entire section on how do you prepare for situational and behavioral based questions. Okay. Now, the larger question is, why do they ask these questions? The recruiters want to know that, would I like to have you on my team? I'm going to work 16 hours with you every day, right? More than the time that I spend with my family. Are you the person who I want to work with, right? Are you the person who will be there at 3:30 a.m. before the deal closing tomorrow? I have to sign the shareholders agreement tomorrow and we are going through all the nitty gritties. This happens, right? Before any deal gets closed. Are you the person who will be there, right? Can you work under pressure, long hours, etc.? More importantly, can I put you in front of my clients? Would my clients like you? This is where your situational behavioral questions are asked. Okay. Problem solving, as I said, they need to see whether you can operate in ambiguous, uncertain situations, right? So this is how you prepare. Now there are some slides that I have for M&A, for LBO, right, with interview questions and answers, and also on corporate banking, right, in terms of what could be asked, along with risk management. Okay. What I also want to look at is, yeah, there's something on supply chain finance and your one important thing, right? AI, because you could be questioned that AI can do your work. Why do we need you, right? That is also one of the interview questions which are asked. So you need to know what all things are now taken over by AI, but where is it that you still are required, right? So typically, AI will not replace asking the right question, choosing your assumptions, understanding the trade-offs, right, between doing X, investment X versus investment Y, decision making, ownership, handling uncertainty. This is where you need to come out with right work examples of projects which you have done and say that yes, AI will do this work, it will do it faster, but we still need to analyze it for XYZ reasons, and this is what I bring to the table. Again, your interview prep should cover that. Okay. So these are the different places, right? For example, in IB, hedge funds, PVC, what all things AI is already doing. Okay. And there are some additional examples over here. Last thing, if you have to prepare a 4-week plan, right, as I had mentioned, first week, revise your basic and advanced finance concepts and do financial modeling. If you have not built a financial model so far, build one. Okay. And we will do sessions on that as well. Second week, everything on your resume and related to that. As I said, if you have done a Tata Motors project, better know the automobile industry. How is EV taking over? Deeper into that, right? That would be the second week you would be working on. If you have done any, summer internships, any internship, prepare that thoroughly. Third week, shortlist some 10 different companies that you're looking for and prepare for them in depth. What value will you add? What challenges these companies are facing? What would be your long term role in this company? Fourth week, which is closer to your interviews, track the current business macroeconomic. I mean, this you continue from now only, but fourth week you focus more on that. So this would be your 4-week plan if you want to prepare confidently for your finance interviews. These are your different resources. We will share all of this. Any questions? Yeah, Suman, I shared the feedback form, guys. It will be great if you could share feedback while I can take any questions if you have. Any questions? Okay, yeah. Uh, okay, Suman, I think you can take over now. I think there are no other questions. Uh, ask students to. Bhupati has a question: how we can train our students? Can you please elaborate on this? Uh,
Yes, good morning, good morning, madam.
yes.
Actually, faculty member.
Uh,
So I just want to give
your
some
voice.
inputs for. I just want to give some inputs for our students because they are now choosing specialization in finance. How we can go step by step. That's the way I'm asking. Even normally we are getting company called as EY, Grant Thornton, Federal Bank, and like company Society Generals are coming. Even students from non-finance background, they are struggling to crack the interview. Even finance also cracking, but in the finance basic people are already did in UG, they able to crack it. but people from non-finance is really struggling. How we can boost up for the particular students?
Got it, got it. So
Is it?
you are a
Yeah.
faculty over there, sir?
Yes, madam. I am a faculty member.
Which institute?
I'm from Coimbatore Sri Krishna College of Engineering and Technology.
Got it, got it. So what we'll do, sir, I mean, we can set up a one-to-one call for that because I think it will
O-
take a little elaborate discussion, and we can draw up, some sessions. So as I said, one is resources, but just reading resources won't help, right? What issues typically students face, and we do work with a lot of B schools where we help, students to train and crack interviews. What we do is we do a lot of exercises where students do application oriented case kind of situations, right? That if we have to
Okay.
do this, because students know the theory they know,
Yeah.
but the moment they have to apply it, they need to think, right? And
Mm,
it's just connecting that, right? Connecting that theory and then applying it to the given problem. So I mean, we can have a different separate discussion on this, sir, where
okay.
we discuss different methodologies which you can use for students at your institute. We will do that.
Okay.
Uh,
Is it possible to make it some special session webinar for our students, madam,
yes,
after some time?
absolutely. Suman is
How
here.
we,
Team.
how I can connect you, madam? Because now we are non-stop.
Suman, you would have professor's details, right?
Yes, yes. I have your details. I'll connect with you. Meanwhile, I'm just dropping in my email ID for your convenience.
Yeah. So Suman is from my team, and she takes care of
Okay.
everything over here.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
have sent my email ID here. However, I have your phone number. I'll connect with
Yeah. Fine. Fine. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Anu has a question. CV is not getting shortlisted. How do we land an interview? Okay, good. I think Anu, see the relevant projects on the resume, right? That is what will help in getting shortlist. Also, it is about what role that you're applying. Is your resume being tailored for that role? Okay, so again, if you are applying for risk kind of roles, do you have enough kind of risk projects on your resume, right? Or even the certification. So you shouldn't put anything and everything on the resume. Your resume should be tailored to the JD that you're applying to. Okay. If there's anything specific, let me know. I mean, I can respond accordingly. Okay. Anyone else? I mean, if you have questions, yeah. Raju has asked, can you share the deck? Yeah, we'll be sharing the deck, Raju. I have 2 years of Sonali's question, 2 years of gap in between my graduation and PG, facing same issue, not shortlisted. So what you should do, Sonali, is now start taking with an internship, right? Because you need to kind of show that you are back to working, that you are back to the concepts, you are back to where you can start applying. I would suggest first start with doing a small self-initiated project. With that, get an internship. Where is it easy to get internship? Maybe with a startup. Do it pro bono to start with, right? Where you do not have to where you do not have to, I mean, they don't pay you, but you get a good experience. Ensure that the role is good, right? I mean, you shouldn't be doing something which is not relevant, right? I mean, if you have to just do data collection or something not relevant for finance roles, right? So choose that very properly, do that internship, then move on to a next internship, right? That could be paid. So step by step, within 5 to 6 months, I'm sure you will land in a great role. But you need to have that patience and build your profile in this 5 to 6 months. Okay, build your profile. That is very important. Do self-initiated projects. So, for example, take any company, right? Tata Motors, for example, NTPC, for example, any company. Do an analysis of that. Take another company, Marico, for example. Marico is one which makes parachute oil. Okay, they have mentioned that the prices of copra is the dry coconut, shot up extensively. Now, what did they do in that case, right? I mean, this is a great case for understanding how you take financial decisions. They were wondering whether we should absorb the cost or pass the cost to the customers. Now, only because of their strong branding, they could actually pass the cost entirely to the customers. They did that. Earlier, 1 liter of parachute oil used to cost 223 rupees. Now it costs 750 rupees. They passed it on because they said we can't take it. That's a financial decision. Build such projects onto your resume, and then you would be, better prepared for getting the roles. Yeah. So Upati sir, I think where do we get cases? Again, when we have a call, we'll discuss all this, where different cases and what kind of projects that could be asked. We will discuss that. What interview genuinely asks from current affairs? Yeah. So Bhanushri, as I said, generally it could be about, let's say, if there is any recent announcement from regulatory bodies, RBI, SEBI, those kind of bodies, some economics related questions, repo rate, reverse repo rate, if that increases, decreases, what will happen? Then, as I said, questions related to the work that you have done. If you have worked in the education space, they could ask you questions around those. If you have worked, if you do not have any experience, any project, nothing, then it would be what you see in ET Now. So ET Now, CNBC, TV 18, reading your Mint newspapers, that will help you to be prepared for finance related current affairs investment. Okay. Yeah, I mean questions. Trying for boutique IB firm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that is boutique IB firm have those deal related topics, related CV points on your resume. Okay. Analysis of an investment, past deal, analysis of, statements, investment decision, financial modeling, valuation. That is what you need to have on your resume. Uh, yeah, self-initiated project. Yes, sir. We will share all of that. We will do that. I have done a. Suman, please note what all Professor Bhupati requires. We will
Yes.
accordingly respond. I mean, have a set up a call with them.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So now there's mentioned that she has done a project. Very good. I mean, keep building on that work. How to get project work? So Kajal, two ways. One is you can do a self-initiated project, right? Second, as I said, if you get a live project or an academic project. So if you're in a education institute now, connect with your faculty, right? Check with them in terms of what kind of work that they are doing. They could be consulting somebody. So academic project, live project, self-initiated project. Self-initiated, it is easy, right? It is you only do it, understanding on what gaps that you are looking at. Okay. Siddharth has a question. Wanted to see, I'm very new, how to begin. There are many subfields. I'm struggling to understand which direction. My main field is to pursue fully funded PhD at present. Is Siddharth still there in the call? Suman?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good morning, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yeah, you can, yeah.
Ma'am, actually, I just wanted to tell you that I have completed my graduation in 2021. Then I was preparing competitive exams. So actually, I've also joined BYJU'S after my graduation. So near about 1.5 years of experience currently holding in sales. But after that, I quit the job and just focused on preparing the competitive exams. But ma'am, currently, I just wanted to be in the field of finance. But as I can see that there are so many subcategories and subdomains of finance, like if you are going and targeting finance, so like stock market, and there are so many things like merger acquisition,
Correct.
and so actually I'm a little bit confused, like how to choose and what the direction. And currently, I just wanted to go for fully funded PhD from Europe or other developed countries like Australia or US. So actually, I don't know how to start like research thesis. So because there is a requirement, you have to publish a research paper, at least two research papers, as well as like seven. I think percentage level is also they are asking that is where minimum seven. So I think I can clear the exam, GMAT and GRE and whatever the IELTS is there and TOEFL is there. But in the domain of finance, actually I'm not able to understand like how to identify the line, how to identify the topic, where to research, what to choose, and how to initiate. So actually I'm little bit confused, or not little bit. Actually, I'm so much confused.
Okay. No, no. So if you want to pursue PhD, right? I've been see. I have, as I said, I have worked with faculty at IIM Bangalore, and I've seen a lot of FPM PhD journeys taking shape. If you
Okay.
want to pursue PhD abroad, a
Hmm.
great way to start is get in touch with any of these IIM finance faculty, IIM or ISB. Okay.
Okay.
Write to them. You will find their email IDs on the website. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay,
and
ma'am.
preferably go with the older IIMs, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Kolkata, Lucknow, Indore, Kozhikode, ISB, right? SPJM is also good.
Hmm.
Probably go with established institutions. And if the faculties has also done their PhD from abroad, right? Try to
Okay.
target them first. Okay.
Okay.
Write to them saying that I am so and so, completed my graduation from IIT Patna. I've got this much years of experience. I want to join you as a RA or a TA, right? So they typically take in research associates. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm really sorry to interrupt you in mid. Actually, I just wanted to like ask your email ID or LinkedIn ID so we can connect over there and I can discuss like if I feel any kind of problem, uh, so I can connect with you and discuss with you. So I think it is fruitful for me as well.
Yeah, yeah. So Suman has shared her email. You can write into her. Suman has already shared her email over here. LinkedIn is there, anyways open. You can connect. That's not a problem, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
LinkedIn, you just Google. I mean, search my name, and I'm the only person with this name, right? So that's not an issue. Okay. So yeah, uh, I mean, to pursue your PhD part, do for 2 years you do a TA ship with a faculty at
Hmm.
this, and then they will give you great recommendation letters because those are very much required if you want to pursue your PhD from a foreign university. Without
Okay.
recommendation, you can't move ahead, and that while you are doing that research with them, you will also figure out, right, which area you want to focus upon.
Hmm.
And then you will get a clear path in terms of what you want to do. Because I can't tell you that you should do this or you should not do this, right? Because that's your interest, your inclination, right?
Right. Right.
Uh,
Right. Right.
so
Uh,
yeah,
um,
do that, you
Ma'am.
will have clarity. Yeah.
Okay. So ma'am, actually currently I'm pursuing masters from IIT Patna, that's the MBA. So as you told that work with the IIM faculty. So if I wish to like work with IIT faculty as well, like if they are doing any, so
Yes,
so
yes.
it will work.
Yeah, yeah. So again,
Okay.
go to their management schools. So like they
Okay.
will have typically Department of Management Studies.
Huh.
So like IIT Bombay has VG SOM, right? Vinod Gupta School of Management. Then IIT Madras has IIT Madras Department of Management Studies. So typically catch hold of faculty from there, which would be more, I mean, who would be again connected and can give you a good referral letter.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks so much. Thank
Yeah, you have to see the faculty's exposure level because see if they are doing their research work outside as well, then they will have better connections outside, right?
you.
So you should target those kind of faculty and not just I mean because that's where you want to go. If you're targeting Indian universities, target those, right, with Indian connects, because
Right.
so then the foreign connect faculty won't be helpful, right?
Right.
So that's where you should clearly see what is your target and hence look at those kind of faculty.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Okay, great then. Thank you so much everyone for attending this session. We will continue doing this series of sessions.
Yeah. So
Thank
thank you,
you.
everyone. We have upcoming sessions also. I have sent the link. We have a very interesting session on vibe coding. One of our mentor from IIM Ahmedabad is going to lead the workshop. So you can just check out the workshop link and all the details here. I'm just pinging you again in the comments section here. And Siddharth, if you want to have a one-on-one session with Suruta ma'am, you can, you can have it. You can ping me.
Sure.
Okay, thank you everyone. Please fill the feedback form so we can bring more such interesting workshops with you all. Thank you.